Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Radio FreakJam.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Radio FreakJam, and it's a Monday, and we're doing something different because we've got Lindsy with us. And Lindsay's not your average musician like we normally have on the show. Do you play any music, Lindsay?
No, absolutely tone deaf. Can't play or sing or anything.
I don't believe that for a second. I have a theory that no one is actually tone deaf, and you just have to find your right song to sing.
Apparently, I'm quite good at Karma Chameleon.
Okay, someone's got to be. Is that a karaoke thing for you, is it?
Lips.
Yeah?
I do a few things on karaoke, but no, I do it for fun. I don't think I do it well at all.
So, Lindsy Charnock, you are actually a trained chef.
Mm-hmm.
And you work at the Haven Cafe in Scarborough, who we're giving a little bit of a sponsorship and a shout out to tonight, so we'll talk a bit about them. But tell us about your chefing to start with. Where did you train?
I trained in Hull, and I did MVQ level 2, and then I worked at a few hotels and things like that, but I never enjoyed it as much until I got to Haven, and it was much better atmosphere. I did everything from all the fancy meals and everything like that. I even did blown sugar and spun sugar and made swans and my favourite thing to make is an apple made out of sugar, and it's blown, so you crack it open and it's got lemon sorbet or inside. It's fantastic.
Wouldn't go for the lemon sorbet, but I'd go for an orange sorbet or something like that. I'm not a fan of lemons, to be honest. Not in food.
Yeah, it's to each to their own. I love lemon and white chocolate.
I mean, is that your favourite dish, or have you actually got a favourite dish that you prepare on a regular basis?
Everyone's favourite of mine seems to be my chili. It's not my favourite to cook, but it's everyone else's favourite. My favourite is always my Mexican. Anything, my enchiladas. That's what I like to make.
So is that, if that was a meal of choice, you'd go out for enchiladas somewhere?
Or chimichangas.
What's your name, Deadpool?
I like to cook.
You know we have a relationship with Deadpool on this show. I'm sure you've seen it. So, have you got Chiquitos up there or somewhere like that where you can go and get some good Mexican from?
We have El Gringo's, which is quite good. And they do chimichangas, so they make me happy.
So you started at Hull. You've worked in various different hotels and Haven Cafe, but have you ever cooked for anyone famous?
It depends on the level of fame.
Jim Taylor doesn't count.
I don't think I've ever cooked for Jim. I probably will one day.
Have you had one of his pizzas?
I should be at Haven, because hopefully Haven will be doing the staff catering if I can get all the spreadsheets and everything done.
Oh, you're going to be catering for Headland, aren't you? Jim's festival.
Hopefully, if everything goes according to plan, I'm in the middle of doing work for it to give it an estimate. Well, several estimates.
So do you know if that's we got any news on Headland? Is it definitely going ahead? I know he's pushing forward, but what's the deal with that?
It's fingers crossed, I think, but it seems to be going ahead. I don't want to say anything because it's like I don't really know, and I don't want to say the wrong thing and be like, oh, Lindsay said this.
No, that's fair enough. You've got to play it careful these days. I mean, this is one time, I'm not that interested in booking gigs at the moment because I don't want to sort of book something and then let everyone down.
That is the dilemma.
So let's talk a bit about the Haven Cafe. I mean, so they're going to be catering for Headland Festival, but you're actually a community cafe. So all your profits go back into the community. How does that work?
Yeah, well, we set up different kinds of groups. Our ethos is to prevent social isolation, which isn't great during lockdown.
I was going to say, you picked a good time to do that.
But it's one of our ethoses. So we try to set up groups where people can meet. We have a men's group, a women's group, then there's crafting ones, there's Tai Chi, there's when we're open. Then it was building and building. So it was trying to find out what people wanted and needed in the community to just get them to come together in different ways. So all the profits go back into that, so we can have days out, groups, meetings, and just get people to interact with each other, and some great stuff's come out of it. I mean, our choir was doing brilliantly, and hope wanting to do more. And some of them come about in strange ways. It's like we wanted to start a reading and writing group, because we have a lot of writers in the community up here in Scarborough, and they wanted to read books together, and then feed off each other's ideas. So that's one of the ones we're hoping to do once we reopen.
Right. That's things like that are really, really wonderful. And obviously, as much as it's a bad time for getting groups together, it's also, it really highlights the work that you're doing, because social isolation is a very big thing at the moment. And, a lot of people forget that, all right, we're in a pandemic at the moment, and that's a lot of us, but some people are like that without a pandemic.
Yeah. It was one of the reasons that I actually got more enjoyed Haven more than any of my other work environments, because it was helping me the way I wanted to help other people. I've suffered from mental health issues and dyspraxia and a whole slew of things over the years.
Dyspraxia is the number one, right?
No, it's a physical form of dyslexia.
Right.
Yeah. It's a very difficult one to explain to people, so I generally don't. It's like, it's a long one. Google it.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Google it. So, so bringing that all together and obviously it helps you out and helps other people in similar situations to you, where you can come together, eat some good food.
Yeah. And
do interesting things together. But you, on your Facebook page, you describe yourself as an editor and a geek. So, what's the editorial bit about?
Well, obviously, editor and geek is a play on editor in chief. We just before the pandemic and partway through, we were hoping to get a magazine launched, and it got put on hold for the end of lockdown. And when we knew that was coming, we kind of got all excited again and got some of the editing done. And then the other lockdown came, so it worked against us completely, because the stuff that we'd had prepared didn't really work during the lockdown. So it's like a lot of it had to be reworked, and it was easier to hold it off. So editing geeky is because I am people are often surprised at how geeky I am. It's like, no, I play board games. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. You're a big Terry Pratchett fan.
Huge.
As we're going to see soon. And also, so from that, you and I've talked, and you'll see later on in one of Lindsay's videos, because Lindsay's made some videos to go along with the 2 recipes we've got showing tonight. Sean is going to be joining us later on, and hopefully Tony is as well. She's been kicking boxes or something similar. So she's just having a quick shower and sorting herself out, and she's going to come and join us as well, because obviously tonight is a bit of a we're playing them off against each other, Sean and Tony, and Lindsay's is the ultimate voice. She is the judge. She's our Mary Berry, which apparently is quite insulting, but Lindsay doesn't take it away, so we're good.
I'm fine with it.
Are you a Bake Off fan?
No, not really.
No?
I've seen a few episodes, and I get the funny clips off people, but I've never sat and watched it for myself.
And have you ever done anything like this before?
Not judging.
Oh, fantastic. So this is your kind of... Look, this is a bit of a debut for all of us. And this was the whole Radio FreakJam, BakeJam thing started because we were doing the show one Thursday night, or lots of Thursday nights, and I'd turn around and Tony would be in the chat room talking about cakes and bread and all that sort of stuff with all the lovely folk that are in the chat room now. And, Sean bakes a lot, and Phil does a lot of cooking, and all the Sarahs do lots of cooking, and Gilbo, and just all of them out there. And, food obviously became a big thing during lockdown. We were all posting pictures of beer bread and stuff like that on Facebook. And, the idea is that we were all going to do recipes and just share them with each other. But we only got the 2 for the moment, so we thought we'd turn it into a competition. And we needed a judge, and I put the word out on Facebook, and you very kindly replied. But you have actually tuned into a few of the jam nights and stuff, haven't you?
Yeah. And it was one of the things I noticed that the conversation often slipped into, how are you baking your sourdough? And it kind of got me interested in that as well. But yeah, I do enjoy the FreakJam whenever I get a chance to watch.
Because I think it was the same episode, the sourdough, that we got into quite a deep discussion on behalf of Wispy with Jim about. Wispy also played the Monty Python, the Galaxy song, where you were saying that that's the lullaby you sung to your son.
Yeah, that was my son's lullaby. I made sure he had a interesting introduction to music.
I think that's awesome. I think it's absolutely awesome. Right, so look, it's about 10 past. So what we're going to do, and I do intend to take a couple of musical breaks as well. We're going to play Sean's dance track, and we're going to play a track from Tony, just to give us 5 minutes to get a drink and bits and pieces like that when we want to. So, but to start with, what we're going to do is we're going to play the first video that you sent me. So this is you sort of doing all the setup, buying all the bits and pieces, and giving us a little bit of advice. So here it is. This is Lindsay and her first BakeJam video for us.
Hi. I've just been shopping and bought all the ingredients for your fantastic recipes in my awesome tote. I'll weigh it out and show you some tricks and watch the videos while I'm cooking, just to make sure I get them as close as I possibly can. So I will get back to you once I've finished weighing all the ingredients out. Right, all the ingredients are weighed out. I've pre-greased the tin. I've even got my fancy, sophisticated setup to watch the videos. Got everything ready. With a bain-marie, I was always taught you never let the top bowl touch the hot water when you're melting chocolate or anything like that. Better with a glass bowl and sit it on top, and rather than have the water boiling, it should be boiled and then held at a simmer, because the melting point of chocolate is below body temperature. So yeah, can be done either way, but so everything's set up. I'm going to watch the video and bake it through, and then I'll show you when this is done. Hey, right, weighed out the ingredients for the brownies, and I'm going to weigh in on the great chocolate debate. The only time chocolate should go in the fridge is if you want your chocolate chips to stay whole when cooking them. So if they're going in chocolate chip cookies or brownies or anything like that, put them in the fridge, cover them in a little bit of flour before you mix them in with the ingredients. I've done with this one, and I'm going to put them back in the fridge until I need them. And that's the only time chocolate should go in the fridge. I will be back with the completed recipes soon.
Can you hear me now?
There we go.
There we go. Sorry, buttons. New system I'm using, and I'm still learning a little bit, so bear with me. It's all good. It's all very new at the moment. So I was saying, thank you very much, just to start with, for going out and, buying all the ingredients. And I can see in the chat room there's a lot of rejoicing that you're a cupboarder.
A cupboarder?
A cupboarder. You don't like your chocolate in the fridge, you like your chocolate in the cupboard.
Yeah.
I mean, Tony's obviously seen these videos as I was editing them together in bits and pieces. She is a bit upset. I'm not going to tell you a lie. Apparently, something just because you're an expert, it doesn't mean you know how she likes her chocolate. Oh, I don't know.
No, It's each to their own. I must admit, it's however you like it. But my son gave me a curly whirly the other day, and he gave me it out of the fridge, and it like just snapped it. It's like, no, that doesn't feel right. It's supposed to be.
Yeah, just put it away and have yeah, that's the one. You
That's
see,
what I
and
enjoy.
you know, a trained chef. We've had a professional chocolatier text us on the show saying that it should not be kept in the fridge. I mean, all the evidence is stacking up, and still no one believes us, Lindsay. It's bad, but you know, it's good to see you're on my side. I'm liking that a lot. So, I sent you 2 videos. I sent you a video of Sean's brownies, and I sent you a video of Tony's tiffin. To start with, before we sort of get into the videos and bits and pieces like that, how did you find following the videos? Because this is the first time any of us have made recipe videos.
Pardon me.
That's all right.
They were great. They were great. They were really easy to follow, and Sean had does have some great advice actually within his. And Tony's was really easy to follow, and she made the ingredients. She put the ingredients together really well, and as you'll see, they filmed very differently, but they both work, and they were really easy to follow.
And do you know, obviously Facebook is a flood with all these recipe videos and stuff like that. Are these things you often download and try, or have you got your own tried and tested methods you like to stick to?
It's a mix between the two. It's like if I'm trying to find something new. It's like recently a vegan friend fancied a carbonara, and that's a lot of non-vegan stuff in that.
Really?
And it was trying to get the right flavour, and black Himalayan salt. If you want the eggy flavour in any savoury cooking, black Himalayan salt apparently, and the carbonara came out really, really well. But that's when I had to hunt around a lot for something that worked. But most of my recipes are like traditional recipes that I've had a long, long time, or out of old school cookbooks.
Right, okay. Old school, yeah, proper Betty Crocker type stuff.
Some of them, yeah.
You can't go wrong with Betty Crocker. So what we're going to do is we're going to play Sean's video. Then we're going to have a song from Sean. And then we'll bring Sean in and we can have a chat with him. You up for that?
Yep, fantastic.
Awesome. Right, so this is now the rest. Get your pens and papers, ladies and gentlemen. I can't speak. Get your pens and papers ready, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to get Sean's recipe now. This is for Sean's brownies. If you were lucky enough to be at the Templeton Pet Gig just before Halloween, Sean brought some down and let us try them. And we were all drunk and we all really enjoyed them. But I can tell you, they're good not drunk too, because he sent some to us and we've received them today, so they're wicked. So this is the recipe for his brownies. If you're interested, get your pen and paper ready. And these are good things to make for our birthday on Thursday. So you can have some cake for your birthday. So, Sean's brownies, here it is.
Hello, you lovely lot. So today we're going to make chocolate brownies. It's one of my favourite recipes that I've used for many years, and family and friends have stolen it and seem to enjoy it. So I thought I'd share it with you. It's a very simple recipe and doesn't require any fancy ingredients. Let's start off by looking at what you'll need. You need 185 grams of butter, 185 grams of dark chocolate, 85 grams of plain flour, 40 grams of cocoa powder, 50 grams of chocolate chips. Feel free to use milk, white or dark chocolate. It's entirely up to you, it's personal preference. 3 large eggs and 275 grams of caster sugar. First off, grab yourself a microwavable jug or bowl and add the butter and dark chocolate into it. I prefer using a microwave to melt my chocolate as it's easier to control, and you can check the consistency to make sure it's not burning or catching on the sides. Put the jug in the microwave and put it on for 10-second bursts. After each burst, check the consistency of the chocolate, stir it and make sure there's no lumps, and make sure that the butter and chocolate are combined. Once you have a smooth and shiny liquid, put it to one side to cool. We'll use that later. Now let's move on to the sugar and eggs. Add the sugar into a large mixing bowl. Make sure it's big enough to combine all ingredients later, so this will be our main mixing bowl. Crack your eggs and whisk them with the sugar. It's quite hard to tell, I always find, when the sugar and eggs have actually combined. But the best tip that I've got is it should resemble the consistency of a milkshake, so it should be thick and creamy. Once combined, get your cooled chocolate liquid and pour it into the egg and sugar mix. Combine these together with a spatula or an electric whisk. I prefer an electric whisk because it's just a bit faster and easier to use, but either will work fine. Now you'll have a mix that looks good enough to eat, but don't. We're so close to finishing, and once the brownies are cooked, it's worth the wait. Take the flour and cocoa powder and sieve them into your chocolate mix. Combine them together in the same process you did before using a spatula or electric whisk. Make sure that there are no dry ingredients left, so keep combining until you can't see them. Make sure you work your way down to the bottom of the bowl. Now that we have our brownie base mix, we can now add our chocolate chips in. Add these in and combine with a spatula. Now transfer your chocolatey goodness to your baking tin or silicone mould. I use silicone moulds as they're easy to use, clean and store. If you haven't got one yet, it's definitely worth the investment. But if you are using a metal tin, line it with a piece of parchment paper to make sure that you can remove the brownies after you've cooked them. Bake your brownies on a gas mark 6 or 160 degrees on fan for 25 minutes. Unlike cakes, a slight wobble in the middle is a good thing, but you don't want it too liquid in the middle because they will never set. Sadly, there is no real art to this, so it's just practice makes perfect. But if you feel they are a little bit too runny in the middle when you wobble the tray, put them in for another 5 minutes. Once they're cooked, leave them to cool. Be patient, as taking them out too early will make them fall apart, and that's not what you want. You want a nice firm outside and a soft gooey centre. It's perfect brownie, I think. Once they are completely cooled, turn the brownies out and cut into separate bars or squares depending on your preference. As the chocolate will get firmer as you leave them, a good tip is to place your brownie in a microwave for 10 seconds before eating them, as it will soften the centre slightly. Serve with cream or ice cream or even custard, depending on how you like your brownies. Hope you've enjoyed this recipe, and please post your pictures to the FreakJam site and tag me in them. It'd be awesome to see your creations. Thank you very much, and speak to you soon.
Computer.
Business time.
Radio FreakJam. Potato. It's just the flavour, man. Potato. It's just the flavour, man.
No, that was Sean there.
There we go.
There he is.
Hello.
On mute there, Lindsay. You've muted.
Yeah, I'm here.
There you go. She's there.
There you
Hey, and Tony's here as well.
Hey, Tony.
There we go. Hello.
Your headphones are just there. Look, the gang's here. It's the full BakeJam gang. Yay! So, Sean.
Hello.
To start with, thank you for the brownies, mate. They were lovely, weren't they?
Yummy.
We did like them. And how's it feel being scrutinised by a professional chef?
Well, as I think Tony and I have spoken about, this was not the plan, was it?
No.
It was not the plan. It was send in some videos, we'll have a laugh, and then it was, no, it's competition now.
Have a
Okay.
laugh at you.
Yeah, it's interesting, because it's always one of those things that you make them yourselves, and if other people enjoy making them, then that's all that matters, isn't it, really? But,
Well,
so we'll see.
your video is now out there on YouTube for people to watch, and I will be putting both the videos out on the Facebook group as well as separate, so if you want to go back and check the recipes and stuff, you
Oh,
can.
awesome.
So how did you find it? Not just obviously the recipe, but making the video and everything.
It's slightly different, because I have thought about doing it before, like posting up videos on Facebook, almost like what my music page is, but like a baking page. And I thought about doing it, but I think, as we've discussed before, when you've got quite a small kitchen like I have, getting the angles and everything is a pain in the bum. So that's why I was like, top down. That's just simple.
Lindsay was
And-
yeah, Lindsay and I were saying the same thing, weren't we?
Yeah, I had to call in help. It was like, you do the camera.
And it's lighting, because I have like one window and there's not much light in there. And I was like, oh, do I bring in a lamp? And I was like, no, I can't be bothered with this.
And are
I'm
you
no
pleased with
video
the result?
Say again?
Are you pleased with the result?
Yeah, I think I am, actually. So there's a few things I would do slightly different, I think, next time. But
Well, Lindsay's already said you offer some good advice.
yeah.
Yeah, it was great and easy to follow.
So there you
That's
go.
good.
So we're going to go on to Tony's next. So stick around. We're going to watch Tony. You haven't even seen Tony's yet, have you?
No, I didn't know what Tony was baking until literally
Tony's
as soon as you said about 10 minutes ago.
So we're going to go on to Tony's. We're going to have Tony's recipe. We're going to have a song from Tony as well. And then we're going to come and have a chat with Lindsay and you guys about all of it and chat with Tony about it. And then ultimately, Lindsay needs to make a decision.
Or she'll just hang up and run. That's the way to do it, isn't it?
That's what I'm tempted to do.
Oh, technical difficulties. I've got to shut it down. Sorry.
No technical difficulties tonight, Sean. I've been working hard on this. Come on, you know this now. Let's not have any technical difficulties. So, without further ado, have you said hi, by the way?
Hello.
Yeah,
This
we
is
said
Lindsay.
hi. We
You've
said hi
done
to
all that,
Tony.
Cool.
Yeah, Ian.
Was your kickboxing all right?
Yeah.
How many boxes did you kick?
No.
None. Okay. Sounds rubbish to me. Right. So here
doing
it
your
is.
job right.
This is Tony's tiffin, ladies and gentlemen. Tony, what are we making?
Tiffin.
Tiffin? BakeJam!
We've got 150 grams of butter. 3 tablespoons of caster sugar. 3 tablespoons of golden syrup. 6 teaspoons of dark cocoa powder. 225 grams of biscuits, which I'm going to crush in a minute. A bit more than a handful of raisins and some marshmallows because I like them. 220 grams of dark chocolate, or you can do half milk, half dark. Crush the biscuit, crush the biscuit, crush the biscuit. Sticky mix, butter, syrup, sugar, and cocoa. And that chocolate should go in the fridge. Almost there. Biscuit. Getting in my hands. Yum, 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 yum. And then put the chocolate in the fridge. Only place for it.
got Taylor's of Harrogate in my cup. Taylor's of Harrogate, better than Nescafe. Taylor's of Harrogate, holier than down. Taylor's of Harrogate, coffee than Costa, and we won't even mention the Starbucks round. Taylor's of Harrogate, better than Nescafe. Taylor's of Harrogate, holier than down. Taylor's of Harrogate, coffee than Costa, and we won't even mention the Starbucks round. Won't even mention the Starbucks tax round. Won't even mention the Starbucks round.
What if it is Taylor's of... Tony, what are we making?
Tiffin!
Tiffin? Normal service. We'll resume in a minute. There we go. That's better. Wrong button. Just, again, learning and stuff and things, and it's
Too many buttons. Too many buttons.
There is at the moment, mate. I tell you, I've got just a whole learning curve again. I'll get it. It's fine. It's all good. So, Tony, you didn't really like doing that, did you?
Nope.
You felt quite self-conscious, didn't you?
I just look like a crazy foodie.
You are a crazy foodie.
Smells nice.
Chocolate.
I felt exactly the same recording.
I like, my personal favourite bit was crush the biscuits.
Best place for it.
You did make sure you got some chocolate jokes in there, I noticed. Yeah, you had to get that done. So, but lots of fun, and I have to say, I thoroughly enjoyed eating the tiffin afterwards. It was well worth making the video just for that, if nothing else, right? The kids loved it.
I'm not going to argue.
You're not going to argue.
Makes a change.
I was going to say. So, Sean, how are you feeling? Now you haven't seen Tony's video. Now you have.
Yeah, I'd say. I think I said in the chat, like it was definitely different styles, wasn't it? Different style of video.
Oh, totally different style of video. Yeah, which
Definitely
is good.
a different
That's
style.
also good. Because it'd been really boring if we turned up the same thing, wouldn't it? We made brownies and we've done it top down. It's wicked.
It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, no, there was certainly some things I think out of Tony's video. If I was going to do it again, I'd probably steal and do. So yeah, no, all good stuff.
Best thing. So, what I'd like to know now, Tony, will you be making Sean's brownies?
I can't make brownies.
And well, maybe we can give it a try. We've got a master chef giving us a recipe now, and with Lindsay's tips as well.
What do you mean by can't though?
Well, I always leave them in too long.
Well, then don't leave them in too long.
Yeah, but I do.
Top tip. There you go.
Set a timer. Set a timer.
You get quite nervous, don't you? If it's still sloppy a little bit, you think it's
Yeah,
undercooked, and
yeah.
you tend to cook things a little bit more. How'd you get over that fear, Lindsay?
Getting told off by my lecturers. Kind of cured that.
I mean, my sister-in-law is a chef, and she teaches at Uxbridge College. We didn't get her on because I thought there'd be some bias with Tony. You can't do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But she sounds like she's quite strict. Is this a thing? Are all chefs in chef school like Gordon Ramsay?
Not all of them. There's some lovely ones, but you do get corrected an awful lot. It's like, this is how it should be done. Yeah.
And have you ever been tempted, Lindsay, to go on any of these shows, like Can't Cook, Won't Cook, or Ready Steady Cook, or any of that lot?
No, I haven't. I have entered a few competitions, but they were difficult to find for where I was when I was cooking at college. I was a mature student, so it was difficult to find the right category to put me in. So when they did find one, I got stuck in it, and I always did pretty well.
And we didn't ask you. I mean, obviously, we've asked you to do 2 sweet dishes. Have you got a sweet tooth? Do you like all the chocolate and stuff?
I like it, but I can't have a lot of it. I had to cut out chocolate and sugar a while back, but I can have treats and occasional bits.
There was more than a few occasional bits there, Lindsay. But you've done something really nice
was
with it, haven't
shared.
you have. So that's what was kind of bringing on. You've actually shared it out, and we'll talk a little bit about that afterwards. So we'll play Lindsay's last video now, just to prove that she did go out, buy all the bits and pieces, and make the recipes. So this is Lindsay's final video. So look at this.
Well, it's the morning after, and I let everything set and cool. Here is Tony's tiffin and Sean's brownies, which I've dusted with icing sugar and cocoa powder because that's how I like them. The rest I've bagged up, and we'll be giving them to some peoples to try out and see what they think, which you should be able to see hopefully on the Dip It website for Becky's shop. I'll tell you more about that later. I'm going to have a look. Well, I'm going to have a taste and see what I think. So I will let you know.
Oh, we're getting close when she's saying things like that in the video, didn't you guys? You're getting nervous?
No.
No nerves, Sean? See your hand, come on.
I think Sean's been on FreakJam more than I have this week.
Sean's been joining me on tests and everything this week. Yeah, he's been all over the place. But so you mentioned Dip It there. Let's talk a little bit about that. Let's prolong the pain and the agony a little bit longer.
Oh yeah, we're dying.
I'll come back in a minute, shall I?
Just gonna go make some brownies.
Let's talk about Dip It.
Yeah, well, it's my friend's chocolate shop. She was actually the founder of Haven, which we were talking about earlier, and she recently opened a chocolate shop, bakery, with her daughter here in Scarborough, and she does amazing sweet goods, amazing cakes.
And she's got a chocolate fountain as well, hasn't she? I noticed on the website.
Yes, she has a chocolate fountain, and her hot chocolate is the best I've tasted outside of France.
So you're only allowed occasional treats, but you spend a lot of time at Dip It.
You know, that's where I get my treats.
And you took some of the recipes to there.
Yeah, and then I asked her to hand them out as free samples and see if people would do reviews. And she had a taste of each, and her instinct was to give me one of her brownies.
Oh.
Wow. Okay.
Wow, Sean. Oh.
I'll let myself out, shall I?
Oh, they were lovely.
Well, that's good. It just maybe there's room for. I think they're lovely, Sean. But I mean, if there's a better brownie out there, bring it on because yours is
hers
good.
Must be amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
It's and hopefully there might be some reviews of these appearing on the Dip It Facebook page at some point in time.
Yeah, hopefully if people do respond to it, then you should have a few on there. At least one from another woman who we work with.
So keep an eye out on the Dip It. It's Dip It 2020 or something, isn't it? The page.
It's the Facebook one. You added a link on one of the adverts.
Oh, that's right. There. Yeah, it's actually on it's linked on the post, and I'll put it back out in the post again. But go check out our Facebook page, especially if you're in the Scarborough area, for the greatest chocolate in the world, including dishes from these two. These two, however that works. I should need to be in the middle for that, don't I? Really. So excellent stuff. So it's about 1:45. Lindsay, look. To start with, before we say any more, I want to thank all of you, Tony, Sean, and yourself, Lindsay, for stepping up tonight and doing something a bit different. Did you make that while the video was on?
No.
I did try and save some samples for tonight, but sadly enough, they both got snaffled.
That's a surprise.
These things happen, and that's a good sign, right?
Yeah.
People are enjoying them. So,
to be fair, there's not a lot left in the flat.
Well, I mean, I can't believe how you sent a package out to Northern Ireland and it got to Northern Ireland before it got to West Drayton. I'm kind of a bit struggling with that one.
It got to Gillian in 24 hours, but it took like 3 days to get over to you. I don't understand that.
No, me neither. Very, very strange, but it's all good. As I was saying, thanks, guys. Thank you for being a part. Lindsay, you especially. You've stepped up. You've cooked for us. You've come on and done this, which you were a bit nervous about, but you've handled yourself really well.
It's all fine.
And again, thanks to the guys over at Dip It, and thanks to the guys over at Haven for sort of letting us get involved and talking about this, and giving the products out. I think that's just a nice little edge no one expected.
Yeah, really awesome.
Thank
you. So, Lindsay, we've still got 50 minutes left, but what we'll do is we'll get your verdict now. I can see they're both shaking and getting really nervous about this. And then we'll just play out with a couple of songs afterwards. So, Lindsay, drum roll.
The brownies win.
The brownies win.
Yeah.
Brownies win.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If it was a tiffin competition, that is some of the best tiffin that I've ever had, and my sister makes a really great one. But the brownie recipe really hit home, and it was just it worked really well.
Fantastic. Congratulations, Sean. You win a pat on the back and a heavy congratulations. And your brownies are the FreakJam BakeJam meal of choice.
So send us more.
I must say, the jury out is here because, I think I really need to try both again.
I think I need to try some by the original chefs as too.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not a chef. It's not from my recipe.
I'm sure it's, I'm sure
I'm
everyone
supposed to have
uses...
marshmallows in. I just put them in because I like them.
You like marshmallows.
Yeah.
So
They added
That's
to
what you
it
do.
really
You
well.
put you've got to put your own spin on it. You do have to put your own spin on it.
this is it, because normally marshmallows would be in Rocky Road, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So not tipping, but it's
Very
nice to have a different element. So yeah.
Because you can add marshmallows to the brownies and it works fine as well.
Oh, that's a good idea. Did you,
'Cause
did
I
you like
fit-
the tip about putting your chocolate chips in the fridge before the brownies, Sean?
I did. I am a cupboarder, so it's kind of completely opposite. But yeah, no, I will definitely try that next time. 'Cause
If you want to keep them whole and still have the chocolate chip in as a chocolate chip, put them in the fridge first.
And what was the flour bit about, Lindsay?
If you cover them in flour, they don't kind of melt into the mix as much. It acts as a barrier.
Ah.
So it's another way to keep them as a chocolate chip.
Because I've done that before with like raisins and currants to make them so they don't drop in fruitcakes and stuff. But I've never thought about doing it with chocolate chips. So
I think Saz said she's tried it. It doesn't work. But I don't know.
Maybe it wasn't enough flour?
Maybe.
Was the chocolate in the fridge that time?
I don't
You
know.
have to do both.
Is Sazza inner or an outer?
An inner.
Is she an inner?
I think so.
I don't know. Well, there you go. But top tips, and this is what it's all about: learning how to cook. And now everyone has got no excuses for not having some sort of cake on our birthday on on Thursday. You can either have brownies or you can have tiffin.
Or both.
Stick it or both. Stick a candle in it. One candle, and then you can blow that out, and you can join us. There will be a Radio Freak Jam cake. I need to sort of talk to my lady about that and make sure that's going to all go well. But Tony and I will have a candle on that, and we're going to sit and eat it all in front of you because we can't share.
well, I'm assuming as I sent you brownies, you're going to send me some Freak Jam cake, right? Is that how this works?
It'll probably go off by the time it gets there, Sean. I mean,
is that it? Is it?
And I've got 2 kids in the house.
One of my friends that tried the brownie said, "Can you make me a brownie cake now for my birthday using that recipe?"
Oh wow, that would be heavy.
2 layers of that with some chocolate
Fresh
buttercream in
cream.
between, or fresh cream. Fresh cream would work. Yeah. Ooh,
Nah,
yeah.
peanut butter through the middle. Happy
Ugh.
days.
Yuck.
Oh.
Hate
if you're gonna do it right.
What would your perfect brownie cake be then, Lindsay? Or would it just be one flat brownie?
I'd probably do the brownies with a layer of frosting on top,
Nice.
a butter frosting, whatever flavour they'd like. But I'd do lemon myself.
Okay.
Or
you
orange.
seem to be a bit of a lemon fan.
I do like lemon and chocolate.
Just Sarah, I will be posting both of the videos, Tony's and Sean's, in the Freak Jam group after the show, so they will be up so you can watch them all again. And the recipes will be in there, so you don't have to hunt through the whole video tonight. But there we go. We have a winner. So if anyone else wants to do a BakeJam video and send it in, Lindsay, would you be up for maybe returning and come and do this again with us?
Yeah, I've actually really enjoyed this. It's
Yeah?
been so much fun.
It's different, isn't it? It's just
Definitely.
I don't watch many cooking shows, and I've never produced one before, but I think it worked.
It
Put
went
a
well.
bit of music in there as well to keep the whole Freak Jam music thing going on as well. Sean, stand up, show us your apron,
Oh, yeah, go on.
darling.
I'll have to that. There we go.
And you too can have your own apron if you go to freakjam.b4branded.co.uk, where we got all the Freak Jam merch, including the BakeJam apron, which had to be done, and the mug. Well done,
Yeah,
Sean.
get a mug so you can have your brownie and you can drink your coffee.
The wine
at the same time.
glasses
There you go.
and the alcohol-related stuff that we sell because we're all a bunch of pissheads and foodies.
You don't have to have coffee and brownie. You can have alcohol and brownie if you want.
Well, yeah.
Alcoholic brownies.
Alcohol in brownies. Yeah, ooh, a bit
Alcohol
of
in
brandy in there,
brownies.
that'd be nice. And also, if you do want to support the show, ladies and gentlemen, you can go to Buy Me a Coffee, which is also relevant on a cooking show. buymeacoffee.com/Radio Freak Jam, and you can buy us a coffee and help keep the show running. Look, guys, thank you very much. We've got about 10 minutes, so we'll say goodbye. And just for the last 10 minutes, I'll play a couple of tunes. Is there anything anyone wants to say before we go?
Nope. Bye.
Not that I can think of. I've had so much fun. Thank you.
Is there anywhere you want people to check out? Have the Haven got a website, or Dippy got a website, or is it all just on Facebook?
Haven and Dippet both have Facebook. We will be launching the Instagram soon.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. If things go to plan, which they don't often.
Never. Not at the moment.
Well, round of applause for Sean.
Thank you, David.
BakeJam champion.
Well done, Tony, as well.
Number
though.
one.
Well done, Tony, as
Well
well.
done, Tony, as well.
Well done, Tony.
And a big round of applause for
Yeah.
Lindsay, who's conquered her nerves and come and join us and had some fun, and it's been good. So we're going to play.
not that scary.
What you got a song request for us, Sean?
You always do this to me.
Well, seeing as you're the winner, I thought I'd give you the choice.
I feel like the winner now.
Let's go for Some Days Remain, I think.
Some days remain. Any particular one?
Oh, blimey.
I've got I Will Digress, Get To You, or One More Day.
One more day. Go on, let's go for that one.
One more day. Right, we're going to play out with this. We'll see you later, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us, and nice to see everyone in the chat. Hope you've learned something tonight. Look out for the videos appearing in the Facebook group, and join us on Thursday for our birthday show. It's going to be immense. As I said, there's going to be hats and party poppers and cake and everything.
And as John has put in the chat, smash that like button, people.
Yes, don't forget to smash that like button, like,
Smash
subscribe,
that
all
like
that
button.
YouTube stuff, and we'll see you later. Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye.
You too. Bye.
Well, it depends, doesn't it?
This world's gone silent. You wouldn't dare make a noise, and you've seen all that I have. When did we lose our voice? You were taken too early, and your memory remains. Yet somehow you hurt me. And I hope you'll forgive me. I was a little too late, and it was never my intention to leave things this way. I haven't slept in a week now, and I can't clear my mind. You're looking down on me. This place has lost its time. Yeah, you were my weakness. Hey, you kept me strong. You'll always be with me, no matter how long. And I hope you'll forgive me. I was a little too late, and it was never my intention to leave things this way. And I hope you'll forgive me. I was a little too late, and it was never my intention to leave things this way. I would sacrifice it all just for one more day. I would sacrifice it all just for one more. I would sacrifice it all just for one more day. I would sacrifice it all just for one more. Most memories fade, but yours will stay the same. Most memories will fade, and I hope you'll forgive me. I was a little too late, and it was never my intention those memories will fade.